Good busy, and we're going to say Shalom Aleichem
Alaikum shalom.
Alaikum shalom.
Shalom.
and Aleichem Shalom. And here we are, here in the United States, and we're here in this land with the most famous, the most infamous devil, the only one ever in existence, even from the beginning, the very soul of Hallel. Hallel in Hebrew, of course, that means hell in English. And the devil, the great dragon, all one, they're all the same. Praise the Lord.
Praise
the
Lord.
Lord.
I'm your host. We're bringing this live feed to the planet tonight, global. That's from Miami of Florida. I am your host, and my name is Celestial. Of course, those who are familiar with my face and with my profile, then there are some who are not. So let me introduce myself first so that you can see and know who's greeting you. We are on YouTube. We're also on social media's Facebook tonight. My name is made up of 5 Hebrew characters, or Hebraic, whichever you prefer. They are Hebrew symbols. 5 in total. And they are from right to left, as 2 of the 5 are positioned twice. And they are from right to left. Mem, Yod, Kaf, Yod, He, Wav, He. Praise the Wav, He.
Praise
Praise
Lord.
That's 5 Hebrew characters. And 2 of the 5 positioned twice again, from right to left. Mem, Yod, Kaf, Yod, He, Wav, He. And that's in English, Mika Yahweh. And it means, my name, my special name means who is like Yahweh or Yahweh. That's what my ancestral name means. Who is like Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, who, of course, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh is the God of the Hebrews. And he's known to all of the nations in the Middle East as that, the God of the Hebrews. The very same God who went to Pharaoh and told Pharaoh through the body of Moses himself. Same one, Moses, Israel. Jeremiah 15:16, let my people go. Let my people go. And eventually, through the stubbornness of Pharaoh, the people, the children of Yahweh, also known as the children of Israel, they were finally released and walked out of Egypt. Is that about right?
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Lord.
Praise Yahweh.
Praise Lord.
Okay, so I say that to say that we're the same people here again today. The children of Yahweh, the people of the Sasa Lodge with Yahweh, who's here today. And with me here in Miami, Florida. I have some who were with me before. We're at the round table in Miami, Florida. And I say to all of those who have joined us tonight, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom.
Even those who have joined us on social media's Facebook, I say Shalom Aleichem. Aleichem Shalom. Welcome to our Sunday's edition of Pre-Session. This Pre-Session is numbered as 125. So make a note. 125. Of course, that is a continuance from our last Wednesday edition. That was numbered 124. Wednesday, this past Wednesday, was constituted as the 11th day of the 12th month. The 12th month, is that correct?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that means tonight we're going by our solar calendar. Tonight is constituted as the 15th day. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Of the 12th month. And that's at sundown. Now, we're on the East Coast, for those who don't know. We're on the East Coast of the United States. Many people global, but we're going to get into our testimony in a few minutes. But many people who are global, they don't know where Miami is. Although this country has a total of 9 states that has Miami in it. Miami, a city of Miami, called Miami. Many of our people who are across the globe, speaking of Israel, never been to Miami or the United States. So we're letting them know tonight that Miami, one of the 9, is in the state called Florida. And we're in the South, just as prophecy said we would be in Miami, Florida. Praise Yahweh.
Praise
Yahweh.
So for those who didn't know, we're letting them know, we're letting you know tonight that we are in the United States of hell. In a city, a suburb in Miami, Florida, it's called Brownsville. This is the introduction. We haven't gotten into our benediction yet. This is just the introduction. I want the world to know that you're going to hear some voices. And according to prophecy, when you hear these voices, you're not going to see the voices. You're going to hear them, but you're not going to see the faces. And we want to make that clear, as I am making an effort now to share some soup, some hidden manna.
Yeah.
As we make another adjustment, we're going to have to make another adjustment. For a few moments. Are we still alive?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to make an adjustment for a minute or so. And we're going to put this information over here. So let's switch information. Let's put this information over here. And just to make an adjustment or two. We want to make sure those in the Middle East get this information. All planets The universe will join us as well. If you can look over my shoulder in the back of me, you can see we're going to travel the universe. Are we traveling in the universe? Okay, we're going to travel in the universe, in the galaxies. All right, from galaxy to galaxy. Okay. And we're not going to leave anyone behind. Is that okay?
That's great.
We're going to go for a space ride tonight. A space ride. Praise the Lord. I think it's going to be fun. So I'm going to ask you. Now you may get a little wet. You may get a little wet. So we're going to ask you to fasten your seatbelts and put on some wet gear. Okay. Maybe a towel. You may need a towel to dry your face, dry your body tonight. Praise the Lord. That's just introduction. Now they know who the host is, and we have several angels of such lodge here with me around the table. We had a round table. Literally, it's round, 360 degrees, to coincide with every day that there is of our year, solar year, as well as the knowledge that's in the mind and soul of our Olive Beth, Hebrew, Father in English, who is, of course, I said, Yod He Wav He. If you look behind me, you look directly behind me, over my left shoulder to the right of the screen, and you'll see a photo image that is always with me. One of several that have taken and took. Yes, he was with us here in the flesh from October 27th, 1935, until he decided himself to go back, according to his prophecies, his time, to continue time in the fulfillment of his prophecies that continued from May 7th, 2007. His prophecies, his time. And a lot of those who do not know, they think he died. Some think he died of some kind of colon cancer or prostate cancer. That means he fell into the hands of Cain. So you don't know where cancer comes from. He would never fall into the hands of Cain. Let's not even mention Hillel, although I mentioned Hillel earlier, a few moments ago. Hillel, which is Hebrew, Hail in English, who have come back incognito. In the Bible, they listed him as Lucifer, the great dragon, an old serpent called the devil, and Satan. Those are his appellations and his incognito disguise in writing in the King James Version Holy Bible. But today he changed his name according to his parents who were obedient to him. He's older than his parents. He used them to bring his body back, soul back today. And they're the Drumps of Germany. Drumps of Germany and Russia mixed. Europe, the Drumps. As Frederick came over a couple hundred years ago, and did so by changing the name to Trump. Trump, the Trumps. Sounds like a soap opera. The Trumps. Trump is here. The Lily's here with me. He's here with me. I'm older than him. By history. By celestial lodge. So he's here. He's back. So that common sense alone should let our people know across the globe that since the devil is here, the great dragon, and the Christ must be here too. So let's see if we can find the Christ. That's the introduction. So here's a greeting. Shalom Aleichem. Again. Peace be unto you. Huh? Que la paix soit avec vous. la paix se con vosotros, regardless of what language it is, whether it be Shalom Aleichem in Hebrew, or peace be unto you in English, or que la paix soit va, say vous in French, or Creole. La paix se con vosotros, Espanol. All four of these greetings are meant for only my own people of the 12 tribes of Israel. And that especially includes the tribes, two tribes, the fourth tribe and the third tribe, that are known today as Yehuda. Yehuda is also known as Judah in English. They're also known as African Americans, Afro Americans, black people, Negro, Espanol, Negro, Negroes in English. Niggers are confused with white people. The whites are niggers, but they confuse themselves and call my people niggers. See, the niggers come from the word renege, niggers, renegers. They reneged from the laws of human society, of humanity, became animals, so they become niggers, reneged, reneged. Also known as Yoda, Yoda, yeah, in Greek, in Spanish, Yoda, Yehuda, yeah. Also, Lavi, the third son. Yehuda is the fourth son of Yaakov, Jacob, also known as Israel. His name was changed to Israel, who actually was given the name Yishra Yahweh, or Yushiresha of Yudawafeh, by the angel of Yudawafeh. I bear witness.
Praise your name on that.
12 sons, the fourth son, Judah, Yehuda, third son, Lavi, or Levi. They're here with me today, too, here in the United States of America and hell. Praise the Lord.
Praise your name. Praise your name on that.
So, regardless of the language that my people speak, especially Shalom Aleichem, even to the entire nation of Yodhe Wavhe, I say, Shalom, I greet you in peace. Keep in mind that Judah also speaks French Creole. They speak English Creole, French Creole, and Spanish Creole. Judah, today. Just like how they learned how to speak those idioms, those Creoles, since the days of slavery, as a result of being taken into bondage by the English-speaking people, the French-speaking people, and the Spanish-speaking people of Spain. Spain, France, and England. As we mentioned on this past Wednesday night, that goes back, slavery goes back way back, as early as here in this country, the 16th century. Even in Mexico in 1503. My people, Yehuda, is also in Mexico, south of Brazil. I'm here to get them. I'm here for you, Yehuda, Yoaki. I do. I'm here for you. Even as the majority of Judah was taken to bondage from their roots that were hiding in West Africa. And not all of Judah made it from West Africa to these shores, these eastern shores of the United States, at the time of 13 colonies of North America, which includes Canada. I have Judahs in Canada. Montreal, Toronto, Quebec, all over Canada, Judah. But by factual history, and according to the godly Hebrews, as I mentioned, by Yudhe Wavhe, who's God of all gods, and I didn't think I'd have to mention, but for those who do not know, I've pointed out, brought to your attention the photo image that you see on the screen and back of me over my left shoulder to the right of your screen. You also see on his white robe his name. That name is called the Tetragrammaton in Hebrew. It's 3 Hebrew characters. 3. You might see 4, but there are 3. There are only 3. However, one of the 3 is positioned twice to make 4. To make 4 positions. And every position has power and it has a meaning. So 3 One position twice made four are from right to left. Yod, He, Wav, He. Yod, He, Wav, He. And in English, there are letters of the English alphabet that we're going to go over some more in a few moments. But their position from left to right. YH, WH. And since they could not pronounce the name, they're forbidden to pronounce the name, speak the name, mention the name. They added vowels to those three characters, Y, H, W. It added the H to repeat itself. They added vowels, the A and the E. And they since have called the name of my God, Yahweh. Yahweh. Praise the Lord.
Praise your name, mother.
We refer to him as Yod Wafe. The English say Yahweh, some who dare. The Jews have taken it upon themselves to not say anything at all. They know better. So they say Elohim, which is God in Hebrew. That's what they say. As I was mentioning about factual history, and according to the God of the Hebrews, Yod Wafe, 100 million, 100 million, 100 million of my people of Yehuda, those that are called Judah today, were captured by the white slave masters during the 16th, 17th, 18th, even the 19th century. Even as late as 1865, they were captured by the white slave masters. In total, 100 million. Only 4 million made it to shores, either on the islands of the Caribbean, the Virgin Islands, Virgin, or the United States. At the time, it was only 13 colonies. That's all. 4 million. That means, now my math is not good. I'm the first to raise my hand in school and say my math is terrible. Math teacher, mathematician. But only 4 million out of 100 million made it. That means 96 million died.
That's correct. 100 million.
By the hands of the slave masters.
Mm-hmm.
And some or most were murdered by slave masters. And they have the nerve to put my people in jail for walking across the street without using a traffic control device. They call it traffic light. Call it jaywalking. How could they call it jaywalking with no J? Still no J today. But they put our people in jail for traffic offenses.
Mm-hmm.
In this country, not just the state of Florida, all 49 states other than Florida.
Mm.
And the only thing they murdered was their ego, the devil, because they broke their law. Their law. We don't have traffic laws and such laws in Israel. We didn't have traffic laws with no traffic.
Mm-hmm.
There definitely is no traffic laws out in space. No stoplights. In fact, our ships are the stoplights. Yeah, our spaceships are the stoplights. How? When the white devil sees the ships up at night in the sky, they stop. They stop and look. What is that? Talking about a star. This message goes to my people. Judah, Yehuda, African Americans, Afro Americans. This message goes out to you. Do not believe such a lie as a star that twinkles. Like Twinkle Bell. Twinkle at night. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. See, the trick was, if it was true, then they wouldn't wonder what you are, little star. They wouldn't have said, how I wonder what you are. Why? Because they stopped. There's a light and it stopped them in their tracks. Wow. And sometimes it takes off at such a speed until Our ships are so fast they can travel. Listen now, are you hearing me? So we're going to go into this some more. Our spaceships are so fast. Now, light travels at 186,000 miles per second. 186 miles per second. That's the speed of light on this planet that man discovered, mankind. Our ships are so fast, even at warp speed, until they leave light behind them. In other words, they pass by light and say, "Why are you sitting still?" You know, shoo, there goes a light. How you doing, light? Yeah, that means they become invisible. Anything that travels that's fast becomes invisible. It's like turning off the light with your switch. And you try it in your bedroom. Just turn on your light in your bedroom, close the door at night, turn on your light, and then go by the switch, turn off the light, boom. When it's dark, that's how fast the ships travel. They become invisible. That means they're out there right now, hovering above our heads, flying, and no one can see them if they think it's just a black space. Even when they stand still, they're invisible. Oh, I bear witness. They stand still and are invisible. They have a switch. It's a level on the ship that they can put up and down to put the ship in visibility or invisibility. Either way, it doesn't matter. But I'm a little disturbed on how 96 million of my people were murdered during the slave trade. Those that were captured. Only 4 million made it to these shores alive. The shores of whatever land there was, they landed. But why were they murdered? Why were they murdered along the way? How were they murdered along the way? Most were thrown overboard, the ships. Wouldn't cooperate. Just threw them overboard. They became a meal for sharks. And most became sick, starvation, starved to death. Some from rowing to oars. Rowing the oars. They stopped untied. Slave master white bear come with a whip and whip him to death. Beat him to death. Row, I care. Beat him to death. Once they peel over and die, take the bite, throw it overboard. Mm-hmm. Some died of seasickness. Seasick. Our bodies don't belong on water, even on a boat. Bob only gave Noah permission to do that because he destroyed the world with the flood. You don't belong in the water. My people should not even be going out to the beach, following the white beasts, fish. Don't you see in Genesis chapter 1, he gave them dominion over the fish of the sea, the fowls of the air. Why do they like to go hunting and fishing? No, we can go fishing now. Don't take that away from me. I love my fishing. But we don't go to the beach we don't swim in the water to get the fish. We use a rod, a reel, string, hook, bait. You don't have to go snorkeling to get fish. You can't, it's not easy. It's not easy to spear them anyway. We're not fish. We don't have gills. We don't breathe underwater. You had not breathed underwater before you came out of the sac of your mother's womb. You had enough of that water. So that's all the water you need except to take a shower or a bath. Women, men. Take a shower or a bath. That's all the water you need. And most of all, drink it. Drink some of it. Your body's full of it. You don't need to go to the beach because the 4th of July, Independence Day, Christmas, President's Day, Halloween. You don't need to go to the beach. If you have a swimming pool, fine. You want to swim in your pool, fine. But you don't have to go to the beach and drink all that salt water. That's not our subject. I don't mean to go all off into that. I just don't like the idea of our people being murdered like that. During the slave trade. It's not on our agenda either. So before we move along our benediction, It's time to go to our agenda. I'm going to also extend my greeting to all the other nations, the 195 nations of the UN that are registered by this UN, United Nations of the world. So I'm going to say to you, hello, hello. We have a double camera going. I feel like I'm in a studio, television studio. I don't know which red light to look at. And the director say, "Oh, I look at that red light, this red light." Oh, we taught them how to do it. We gave them technology, and we taught them how to do it. It's not new. And we only have one director, one producer, one writer. One producer, one director, one writer, one executive producer, huh? One editor. His name, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, the God of the Hebrews. He does it all. And I'm not an actor either. He only used one member of such a lodge to perform. I'm a performer. I'm not an actor. Hell no. I'm not acting. I'm performing.
100%.
100%.
Praise
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. Witness.
So I said hello, and I got that out of the way. You devils, you. For those who are going to join us tonight, please, by now you should have taken out your study tools. Please take out your King James Version of the Bible, your Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, your Synonym Finder, set of encyclopedias. You know what they are, dictionaries. But I'm going to also ask you tonight, we're going to do another writing exercise. So take out something to write with, something to write on, and take notes. We're going to use that writing utensil in just a few moments, and sheet of paper, or if you got a junk envelope on the back of that, you want to actually write a few words, not one or two. And we pray that you have your study tools. Now, with that done, let me pause another moment to welcome those that just joined us. I'm looking at the monitor. I can see somebody that just joined us tonight on our Sunday's edition of pre-session. Again, this number is 125, 125, pre-session 125. That continues from our past pre-session this past Wednesday night, which was 124, of course. As a reminder, this past Wednesday, again, for the time and for the sake of this recording, last Wednesday at sundown was recorded as the 11th day of the 12th month. That now makes this night, Sunday sundown tonight, the beginning of the 15th day of the same final 12th month of our solar year, which is our Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh's calendar. And our solar year is 6022. That means that at 16 more sundowns, 16, we will be faced with the first day of the first month of our solar calendar, our fresh year, 6023. Wow, how time flies. Literally, time flies. He rides upon the heavens by his name, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. Right? Yes, sing it to Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. Sing praises to his name. Right? They extolled him that rideth upon the heavens by name Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. As he flies, as time flies, and rejoice before him. I just quoted Psalm chapter 68, verse 4. I don't have it in front of me. I just know it. It's in me. It's the word. It's in me. I know it. Anything that comes about Ab, I know. That's why I never talk about him. Praise the Lord. I never speak about him. If I speak about him, I know nothing of him. And I'm also leaving Ab out. A-B-O-U-T.
Never do that.
I never will leave my Ab out. A-B-O-U-T. About. Right? We straighten that out. We get that straight. Now, for more knowledge and wisdom on our calendar, we can't go into it tonight. We have another agenda. But you can order pre-sessions numbered as 120, 21, 22, and 123 in that order, and you can listen to the recordings. Or you can go on social media, look for our recordings on Facebook. They're there. Some of the angels have downloaded them and saved them and shared them with others. Praise God, friend.
Praise your name, Lord.
So with that said, although many of our people not following our calendar, they're going to be punished in the worst way that they can imagine. It's called the second death. I realized that this calendar they're using today was first created by who? Julius Caesar.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
An emperor of Rome.
Mm-hmm. Pope Gregory.
Right, so they don't realize that it was Julius Caesar who added those 5 extra days to 360, the great 365-day calendar of their calendar. That today is known as the Gregorian calendar that was redeemed by Pope Gregory XIII. Pope Gregory, Gregorian calendar. So with that said, just for the record, we want to straighten that out. Someone please turn to Revelation chapter 1. Revelation chapter 1. And read verses 1, 2, and 3, please. And read it how we know how it's supposed to be have been transliterated from Hebraic into today's English. We know the rights and the wrongs, the truths. We know the truths and the false, the lies and the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know the erroneouses, the euphemisms, right?
Yes,
And the
sir.
truth, and the substitutes for the truth. So read that, please.
Quote,
Uh-huh.
the revelation of Mem Yod Kuf Yod-Heh-Wah-Peh,
Mm-hmm.
our Christ, which Yod-Heh-Wah-Peh gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant Yochanan.
Yochanan. Now you may see John, those who have never read this before, joined us, even on YouTube, look at the recording. You may see John, no J. Couldn't have been John in Hebrew either, anyway, with no J. And you heard the angel's voice say, Yochanan. Well, I have some news for you. That's not who that was either. I'll reveal more of that in a moment. But read on, please, to verses 2 and 3.
Who bear record
That's
of
not
the
a question, see? Who? Gonna go over that again tonight, too. Who bear record of who? Of the word of who?
bear record of the word of Yod-Heh-Wah-Peh,
Uh-huh.
and of the testimony of Mem Yod Kuf Yod-Heh-Wah-Peh, our Christ,
Uh-huh.
and of all things that he saw.
Verse 3, please.
Blessed is he that readeth.
Blessed. Blessed is he. It's just, that's when we get this word. There's a reason why I'm saying bless it. Blessed. Right? Not blessed. Blessed. And there's a reason. Here's a reason so you know, because some look puzzled. You are blessed already. But now here you are in the east with David, the root and offspring of David, the ED in the east of this land.
That's it.
So now you become blessed it
Praise your name, Lord.
with David, the root and offspring of David. It's in the Bible. The Christ has many appellations: the son of David, the root and offspring of David, the D for Daleth, right? That D also is part of you, called divinity of your mind. You are divine. The intelligence. You have divine intelligence, superior power of mind. So it's blessed is he that readeth. And they, what else? Who?
And they that hear the words of this prophecy.
This prophecy.
This is the one.
That's all in this book. Read and see it's there and keep what?
And keep those things which are written therein.
This prophecy, all 22 chapters, 404 verses, all prophecy, one. And the prophecy comes from the one who's the prophecy. It says so in verses 1 and 2. He's fulfilling prophecy. And for who? For what?
For the time is at hand.
Right at hand. Praise your Lord.
Praise your Lord.
Go to verse 7. Let's clear this up for the Christians because they're in church tonight. Some of our people are in church tonight too. So let's clear them up. clears up in verse 7 of this rumor about he coming in the clouds.
Behold,
I don't see coming in clouds in my Bible. Behold,
he cometh with clouds.
with clouds. These clouds are not cumulus clouds either, that you see in the sky. These clouds are allegory and also symbolic. That represents a people. Also represents a whole cloud of words, a whole mass of words. It just said prophecy of this book. And how many eyes will see him?
And every eye
I don't
shall
have
see
all
him.
eyes. Where do you get that from? All eyes will see him. I don't have ALL in my Bible. I have every
Right.
in my Bible. Right? I mean, all those, every eye that will see him. When they look at him, because every eye not going to see him. Some going to be looking. Walk right by him in the airport, don't even know who he is. Even the food stores. Won't even know. Can't see him. Even they who else. Kabaya, she's reading.
And they also which pierced him.
Now those who pierced him, we went over that. The Peace Foundation. They're going to see me too. And all what?
And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him.
This got to be some kind of fella, huh?
Yes, he is.
This is some kind of Christ for
Yes,
this
he
to
is.
happen.
Yes, he is.
Praise you, Lord.
Even so,
Yes, he is.
Even so.
now close it up by saying what?
Selah. Amen.
That's it. Selah, amen.
Yes, he is.
End quote.
What does amen mean? See, amen in English. More than one man becomes two. You can call them men. As in
Right.
two witnesses. So that's why amen is there. You think it's closing. Can't close because you have verse 10 to read. You have 9 more verses. So why would they put amen there? Because it's already telling you in chapter 1, he's two men. Two witnesses. But it's amen.
It's all men.
Not men, not a lot of men, just one men, two witnesses.
Right.
Oh, but you already knew that. I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt your ego.
Wow. Blow me away again.
Yeah. Why would they put amen there and then a period? And you can find these two witnesses standing before the God of the earth in Revelation chapter 11, verse 4. I'm going to go over that again in a few moments. But I would like for Kabaya to now read. Here's what I want you to read. I just want you to say the first word. No, read verse 10. You follow me? You hear me?
Yes.
Read verse 10 and only read the first word of verse 11. Please.
I was in the spirit on the Lord's day.
The Lord who?
Mem Yod Kaf Yod Heh Wav Heh
You got that right.
Day.
That's right. Hold it down. Because you said you were in something. I would like to know, how were you in the spirit? You're reading. How were you in the spirit? And I'm not just pointing out Kabbalah. Everyone who read this, who were with me today at such a lodge, you said the same thing. But you put was.
Was. Wow.
They put was spirit. I mean, you were here with me before. In the spirit. In my day.
Wow.
What spirit? This spirit comes from the original Hebrew word known as Ruach. 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 Yeah. In Hebrew. Ruach. And it means, here's what it means. The breath of the Christ that came into your mind by his spirit of mind. You got it?
Yeah.
I repeat. The breath of the Christ who blew into your nostrils the breath of life, as Mount Ab blew into my nostrils the breath of life. And ye became a living soul. Remember, I went to sleep first. He didn't wake you up. He resurrected you.
Right.
He didn't wake you up. You weren't living. You just walk around like a bunch of dead zombies. It takes the breath of the Christ to wake you up in his spirit.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Why? Because his spirit comes from your Ab spirit. Right?
Right.
Which is his heaven. Right? His mind, remember in the beginning,
Right.
Yod Heh Wav Heh created the heavens The heaven and the earth, one. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. Then you get to chapter 2, and now you got heavens because I breathed into your
There you go.
nostrils.
Right.
Mhm.
Praise you, Lord.
Praise you.
Exactly.
And you became heaven.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
Here's a reference for that in your strong concordance. Reference H 7307. You got it? 7307. We're going to have an eclipse. Praise the Lord. Hey. Now, what you heard, wait, you just said, I was in the spirit of your Mem Yod day. And what else? Continue.
And heard behind me
You heard what?
a great voice,
Not just a voice,
a great voice,
a great voice.
as of a trumpet.
As of a trumpet. It has a sound, a certain sound. This sound was a baritone sound. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Baritone trumpets. Uh-huh.
Saying,
Uh-oh. Saying what? Saying what? In what idiom? Are you reading English? What idiom? Was it English, Greek, or Hebrew? That's the question. What was it? Originally. Huh? Only one? Again, ask the question.
Hebrew.
Hebrew. Say it,
Yeah.
don't be. Let them hear it. They can't see your faces, but they can hear your voices. He was saying what and what idiom?
He was saying
In Hebrew. In Hebrew, he said, Ani Sava Shel Yude Wave. Mem Yo Kafi Wave Wab Ani Yakid Sava Shel Amen Ai Yude Wave. Gawi Yude Wave. Gawi, you should rest out of Yude Wave. Gawi. Get my Gawi Yude Wave again. Semahin. You should rest out of Yude Wave. Ani Mem Sophie, Ani Hey. Reshith Malek. Ani Hey, Mem Yo Kafi Wave. Vaim Reshith. Malek. Ani Hey, Mem Yod Kaf Yodit Wave. I repeat it. Ani Gam Yed Kates. Asher who? Asher Haya. Asher Bo. Hey Sharai Gadol. Sar Mem Yod Kaf Yod Wave. Shabakabod Baruch Hashem Yodit Wave Olam. Hebrew. Not English, not Greek. Right? Would you amend and believe that you spoke the same language? Idiot. That's who you are, Hebrew. Naturally, Hebrew. Originally, Hebrew. Celestially, Hebrew, not English. But you forgot. Why? Because you were dead. Your Ab came and resurrected you in 1979 as he came to Miami, Florida, resurrected you. And he began teaching you to revive you again. See, he did resurrect you, he gave you life, but you need to be revived and have CPR, resuscitation. Yeah, you need a CPR, celestial power of righteousness. I don't know what they thought CPR meant. Hey, ain't no cardio for that coronary resuscitation. No, it's CPR, celestial power of righteousness. That's what you had to get. Breathe into your nostrils and your mind. And I'm doing that. So since you do not speak you have not retained your language yet, Hebrew, and for the sake of my people who lost the comprehension of what I just said, my soul said, because you know why? Because you now speak, read, write, and understand English. The English idiom of your slave masters. Here's what I said. I'm going to say it so you can understand it, comprehend it. As I mentioned at the beginning of this testimony tonight. I'm the host of Yote Wafe, Mem Yod Kafir Wafe. And I'm the only host to my own I'm only the host to my own people of Yote Wafe, not to everyone else. That's the nation of Israel Yahweh, the nation of Yote Wafe of the east of the heavens. Yushi Rashal Wafe, Yahweh, people of Israel, Israel Yahweh. I also said, I am Mem, the first. I'm also Ben Sophie, the last. I am the chief angel of the Special Lodge. I am Mika Yahweh from the beginning. And I'm also here at the end, which was, and which is come. The Almighty, great, that you read earlier, Prince. That's found in Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. Sar, remember you'll come off as the great prince, Mika Yahweh. I also gave glory, honor, praises to my I said, blessed is the name of Yote Wafe forever at the end. That's what I said. Any questions? Well, since there are no questions, now grab your Bible and turn to Matthew chapter 3. And let Mem baptize you tonight. Excuse me, Mem?
Immersed in the
Mem is the God of who?
water.
Water. Huh? Is that true? Is it safe to say that Mem is the God of water?
True.
So let Mem baptize you tonight with pure water. They say that's what happens in church.
Sure.
That's a long chapter 3 of Matthew. And I doubt we're going to get all this tonight. We're not going to. But we'll do the best we can to at least try to get past verse 1. I'm not going to guarantee we're going to get past verse 1. You may not even get past the first couple sentences. I'm telling you, I'm warning you. But you have to get baptized. I'm going to share a testimony with you when we get a minute as we get into this. I don't know. I'm not going to even ask how many. If you who are watching on social media, live stream, Facebook, you want to comment and confess that you got baptized before you were resurrected, or you're a God, Yote Wafe, who you still call, some of you still call, quote, Yahweh ben Yahweh, end quote. If you want to confess that you got baptized before you were awakened in your Baptist church, Methodist, Pentecostal, Catholic, with the water on the forehead. See all the tricks? Went to the beach. They tried to drown you. They almost drowned you. Told you to hold your finger to your nose, close your nostrils so that the salt won't get in your mind. Yeah, not the water, the salt get into your mind. You become Lot's wife. Turn to a pillar of salt. You gotta shake your head. If you want to confess that, yeah, Mika Yahweh, I got baptized. And some baptize themselves with bleach. They like themselves skin complexion. Michael Jackass. Michael Jackson was good at that. He did that. Baptized himself in bleach to become white. Praise the Lord for ignorance. But without further ado, read verse 1, please. Are you going to read that?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to get that from Zephaniah. Zephaniah's going to read that. Read that, please.
In those days came Yochanan the Baptist.
There you go again. Popping up. Doing what?
Preaching in the wilderness of Judea.
Hold up, because I can't stomach that. Hold up. Who was this John the Baptist? I'm gonna say verbatim. I'm gonna put John. I'm gonna say John. See Yohanan. I'm gonna go with John. See, a lot of people don't know Yohanan because we're talking to our people tonight. We got to descend down from heaven and speak to our people who now speak, write, read, comprehend English. They don't know about J. As I mentioned, there's no jaywalking. John. Yeah, walking into the J. They're continuously walking in the J, jaywalking. So who was John the Baptist preaching to in the wilderness of Judah or Judea? This is not a question.
Who?
I say, who was John the Baptist preaching to in the wilderness of Judea?
Who?
Not a question. It's not a question, but the answer to who they call, quote, John the Baptist, end quote. Who he truly is. And this preaching is truly supposed to be teaching, not preaching. They put preaching there for their Christianity's sake. See, same things. They took the P for your power and the R for your righteousness. There it is. All you need is CPR in front of it. All you do is put C in front of the PR, and you'll have just what I told you. I just got to tell you that CPR, the celestial power of righteousness. So they put the PR. They left off the C for Christ. Let you know who John the Baptist truly is, and put PR instead of the T, because they left the T off. They didn't want you to know of the wilderness, what that is. Yeah, so they put preaching, supposed to be teaching without the PR. See what they did? It's tricks. Now you know I know the word. I just told you I could take all the words that they did, all the languages. I was with my Arb when he changed all those languages in the tower, when they're doing the Tower Bible, trying to reach heaven, and he changed and confounded all the languages so they could understand one another. I was right there with him. He created all languages in existence today. Your God did that. Yohewafe. And I can take them all. I can take whoever language there is of all the 195 on this planet and take their own words and turn them into something I want them to know and create things and words that they never heard of. I can do that. Don't challenge me. So, who was he teaching in the wilderness? In fact, what is his wilderness? Okay, here's where your pencil and pen and paper comes in at. Write it, spell it, write it down from left to right. Wilderness. 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 Right? You wrote it?
Yes.
All right, what do you see? What do you see? That's what you're looking at. What do you see? I would like for those who have joined us to go ahead and do the same exercise. Write it down. Write down wilderness. Right? On your paper and look at it and tell me what you see. Because some think that this wilderness is the woods where Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts go camping. Right? Come on now. Don't do that. Tell the truth. If you think this is the woods where the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts go camping and the beast while he's hunting his social relatives, those with 4 legs. Right? Right. Come on, let's get it right out. Hold back. Okay, so since you think that, what do you think? What do you find that makes up the majority of the woods? Trees. And the word tree, their word tree, that's not our word. Their word tree begins with what letter I just mentioned? T for teaching instead of the PR. So we removed the T from the PR, from the Ichi. They removed the T, put PR, and they also hear the T from the NES. They put another S. I want to know why you say wilderness. With the E, wilderness. What's the second letter?
Huh?
So why you don't say wilderness? Okay, write it down again. Write down wilderness again. Now don't mess with the first one. Leave it alone. Look at it. You're gonna keep that as a souvenir. It's your homework, right?
Okay.
Write it down as a souvenir. You got it? All right. I should have stopped you because this time I want you to separate. If you got to do it again, this time I want you to separate the R and the N. Just separate, take them apart. Just split them apart like we did the Red Sea. Huh? And then remove the last S. Remove the last S's of the two S's of the second word as an NESS, right? And replace that S with the T from the trees of the forest and from teaching. And now what do you have?
Wilderness. Wilderness.
You should have the wilder nest.
Wilderness.
You have a wilder nest of a black tribe of people that are called Judah. You should have a wilder nest than ever before. This is a wilder nest. And if you remove the N and put an A with the SS, you have a wilder nest of a bunch of asses. Yes, you do. Right? Called Judah. And so much until they are now living in a ghetto or dwelling in a ghetto that's found in every major city in these 48 United States. Not Alaska and Hawaii, but in this mass of lands that are sewn together as 48. Bordered together from border to border, 48. And they are even worse than their fathers ever was before them. A bunch of wilder asses of a nest of my people. I'm not making this up. Just put pause here. Someone go to Jeremiah because Zephaniah is already on assignment reading from Matthew. Someone go to Jeremiah chapter 7. How about that? You got it?
Yes, sir.
Chapter 7, as in Boss chapter 7.
Oh, yeah, them folks.
No, you know what? No, follow along with me as I read. Begin at verse 20. We don't have that kind of schedule time. I'm going to read beginning at verse 20. So follow along with me. There's a reason why I'm going to read it, therefore, as I quote, and also correct. Therefore, thus saith, and I'm going to look at it, the Lord God, verbatim. And notice how that print is with an uppercase L and lowercase ORD, and then followed by a cap, all caps GOD. Right? Okay. That indicates that's what you have? A lowercase ORD with a capital L, and then all caps GOD.
Yes.
Okay, that's an indication when you read that. This is the God of the earth.
Praise
You got it? Remember that. This is class. You're learning. Teaching, right?
Yes, sir.
That's the God of the earth, who is Mem Yod Kaf Wafe speaking. See, that's why I had to say that I would read this.
Right.
As I continue, behold, mine anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, the United States, upon man of my people, and upon beasts of the two legs of the field, and upon the trees, see the trees of the field, that were the wilderness nest, and upon the fruit of the ground, which are my children, the little ones, and it shall burn and shall not be quenched. That means all are going to experience this fire. That's right, even the little fruit of the ground, the children, because of their parents. You think he has mercy, but you think he's going to repent again himself? He's going to destroy him this time. Too rebellious, hard-headed, stiff-necked. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to verse 21. Because guess what? Thus saith Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh of hosts. Now you see how this Lord is in all caps, uppercase letters. This indicates when you read the Bible that this is the Father. This is Wav-Heh himself speaking. Why? Well, read on with me. Because he's who? The God of Israel. Put your burnt offerings into your sacrifices and eat flesh. With flesh. He's not telling you to go cannibalism. You have to eat the flesh of the daily bread of the Son. Remember, we go to Matthew and I'll show you. It reads, and you know it. This is the bread of my body. This is the flesh ye shall eat. The testimony. He that taketh of my body and eat. It's right there. And drinketh of my blood. It's there. Verse 22. For I spake not unto your fathers. Now this is God speaking. I spake not unto your fathers. Remember spake? I taught you. And I spoke face to face. Nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt. Now you know it's your God speaking. Concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice. Not the voice of Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. And see, he was here again today, and they didn't obey his own voice. And I will be your God, and ye, not you, shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. But they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward. I went over the other night in neutral, right? Idle of the DLE. And since the day that your fathers, your Abs came forth out of the land of Egypt, and to this day of this calendar, known as February the 23rd, 2020, from 1979, even from the day they came out the womb, whichever year it was, to this day, I have even sent unto you all the servants this day, all my servants and prophets. Wow. Daily, rising up early in the morning. Sound familiar? And sending them to tell them, return unto your God, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. Yet they hearkened not unto me. Verse 26. Nor inclined their ear. All he asked for was one ear. They could have given one ear. He gave them two. They couldn't even give back to their God one. But hardened their neck. And they did worse than their fathers and put all kind of foolishness on their necks. Tattoos. All kind of pearls and junk jewelry around their neck. Therefore, in verse 27, thou shalt speak all these words to them as I'm doing from the 27th of September. Right here, verse 27. But they will not hearken to thee. He told me when I came out the room, see 27. And they will not hearken to thee, son. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee. It is. But it doesn't matter. The next day, on the 28th, I will say unto them, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, their God. The voice, not Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh's voice, because he has ascended. Now it's the voice of Yahweh they will not even listen or hearken to, nor receiveth correction. I said 360 days a year, not 365. I corrected, they still won't receive that. I said, stop saying understand. Stop saying love.
Mm.
Stop using the J as a G.
Mm.
And go back to Gimel.
Mm.
Stop doing that. Start doing this. Hell no, because Yahweh, who you is nothing, okay?
Mhm.
I was told you would do it. I don't give a damn. I was told you would do it.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter to me. You wilder than ass people. It doesn't matter. The truth is perished and it's cut off from their mouth.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
End quote. End of verse 28, the day after.
Oh.
True? Yes. That means that this wilder nest of Judah asses must have some kind of time left that they're gonna miss because they're gonna ignore it.
Mhm.
This also means that this wilder nest of Judah must have someone who can tame them.
Break 'em.
Right?
Break 'em.
Got to be tamed. And this who must also be someone who was and is in the same wilder or wilder nest turned wilderness. Bewildered. There's a synonym for the word ghetto. Must be the same ghetto with Judah and Judea. Just as it was in Judea.
Mhm.
The same one was in Judea with them back in the days. Riding on the ass.
Anytime.
Which was a sign. But anyway, we mentioned there is no J with Judah with a J that actually comes from Yehuda in Hebrew with a Y. That was proper name. Right? This means that all of Judah or Yehuda needs to be baptized. Right? Not some.
Hmm.
All. And my aunt wrote a book, several, but I remember reading it. Can't remember the name. I read all the books he produced. All of them. I know I read it. And Judah must be baptized again, especially by a skilled Baptist. Like John. Right? Keep in mind that the action word of such position as that of a Baptist, spelled from left to right, Baptist, is to perform a baptism. Baptism, baptism, right? You can write these down from spelling Baptism, baptism. So the Baptist must perform a baptism, right? I see I didn't get no answer, boy. They knew it.
Right. Praise Yahweh.
Yes, sir.
I didn't get no one to say right.
Yeah.
Right? So you ain't gonna trick me into that, Nicky. Not tonight. No, not tonight, not tomorrow, not next week. No. Well, you're right. Wrong.
At the same time.
Wrong. Why is it wrong? There's no such person. Are you hearing? I said all of these are ear.
Say it again.
You can hold one ear if you want. Just hold, put cotton in it. I don't care what you do. Go break off a part of a headphone. Just breathe the one part and beat that part out. Because I want you to hear with one ear tonight.
Mm. Let me your ear.
Let me your ear.
Mm.
This means there was no such person.
Mm.
See, because I'm going to take that ear, I'm going to take that one ear, I'm going to put hay. I'm going to take the hay with our head and put it in front of your ear so you can hear. And I hear that hay and who that I'm going to share with you in a moment. You think is a hay. But I hear the hay of the here in the wheel of who. And we got my black. See, when you see me smile, my he's probably rolled out his shit. Cause we done tricked the devil. We had the devil so afraid.
They don't know what's going on.
He don't know what's going on.
I have no idea.
Especially when you look up at night, twinkle, twinkle, little star. See the light in back of me? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are right above my head right now, so far. Look at the screen right above it. No such person as John the Baptist.
Mm.
This person never existed to perform a baptism on the Hebrew Israelites, especially Christ, especially who they called Jesus
Definitely.
and his 12 disciples. Help me, Lord. I can see the old women right now watching it. Oh, Lord, help him. Help, help him. Right?
Yeah.
Help him, Lord. He needs help. I told y'all I didn't want to look at this thing, this boy talking on this thing. Yeah, there's something wrong with him. Neither did such a man ever take place, these events never took place in Jerusalem.
Mm.
Never happened.
Mm.
It never did.
Mm.
Never happened.
Wow.
But rather, this performance was done by someone who caused the people's minds to return to their God and retain the celestial rulership as a royal priesthood and a righteous family of Hebrew beings. And it must be performed again by someone who is a priest from and of the royal priesthood of such large. They call Melchizedek,
That's him.
right? Praise the Lord.
Praise the
Lord.
Lord.
And not like the Baptist preacher, where they taught you as Christians. There's, get baptized. There's only one who ever existed who became this alleged legacy of a Baptist preacher. And I'm going to, I'm not going to go into the details, but, before Ab came, I raised my hand for him. And all because of some woman. Fellas, can I get a witness? Not because of a woman. And I'm, on the police force. See, I mean, a preacher's daughter, they made a movie about it, didn't they? The preacher's wife. Yeah. Well, the preacher's wife had a daughter.
Yeah.
So you can't date my daughter unless you're a church man. You got to join the church. What do you mean join the church? You see this badge on my chest, woman?
I'm the police.
This gun in my holster, you talking about?
I'm the police.
You're not scared I'll shoot you? Talking about join some church. First lady. You and my daughter got to join the church. I was dead. Now I was dead. So, well, you got a point. I'll tell you what, okay, I'm not going to shoot you. I got a choice. I shoot you or join the church. But your daughter, my. She is one for the magazine, though. She be a model. All right. I'll join the church. What you want me to do? You got to be baptized by my husband. My husband, he's a pastor. He's the pastor. He's the pastor. He's the pastor of the church. Now, woman, I ain't been to church in so long. I ain't been to church since I was what? Since my mama made me.
Mama made you.
And I left her house at 17. I was 17 when I left her house. So it had to be before I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You making me go to church. I got a badge and a gun.
Mm.
I'm the police man.
Mm.
You're going to be the Sunday, this Sunday. You want my daughter? You be the Sunday. And I went. Before I went, I looked at my uniform and I looked at her. And I look at the church. I said, I can't go wrong. And you remember now, we were dead. I even had a cross around my neck. I had a cross. My dad, my biological daddy, daddy, see the daddy, the D, he gave me a crucifix, they call it. Wore around my neck, pure gold. And I dressed up that Sunday. Sharp, I dressed sharp.
Anyway.
I was so sharp, I was scared that when I get in the water, I might cut it up. I might cut the water up.
It's sharp.
And I thought I was gonna get baptized next. I was sharp. I even went and bought a suit, sharp. Some suckers made me take the suit off when I got in the church. I mean, here I am sitting in service, and up front with his first lady, the pastor, the husband's pastor, he's preaching.
Sharp.
I thought he was having a stroke or heart attack. He kept breathing hard as he was preaching through a larynx of his throat. I'm saying, wow, I got to act off duty now. I got to give him CPR. Is he having a heart attack? I ain't been in church. I said, maybe he got asthma. Maybe, but I don't see him with the pump. And when he got through, he made the announcement. My daughter has a boyfriend here today, and he's going to be being baptized. I'm getting ready to go up in my nice, clean suit, new, sharp, show the people, man, yeah, I am. He say, so we're going to ask brother to come up now and go in the back with Sister Lady, the usher. I said, why I got to go in the back? And see, I didn't even see the tank. Because the tank was covered with a curtain. In the front of the church up, all they had was a curtain closed. My God, my Ab, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh knows I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling you the truth. I will not tell you a lie tonight. I will not tell you a lie tonight or no other night. And when that woman said, take off your clothes and put this on, like a gown at the hospital, I said, what? Take off your clothes and put this on in a private room, and we'll be back in a minute. I said, wow, you mean everything? Well, you can leave your underwear on. What? I'm not making this up. I remember this once in a lifetime. I said, can you leave my pants on? You can leave your underwear on, but you got to put this gown on. It was a long gown. I said, wow, okay. I didn't know I have to get a medical checkup before. I'm new at this. I don't know. You got to get a medical checkup. Is there going to be a doctor coming? Check my heart to make sure I can take check my blood pressure and see if I'll be able to take their God. Jesus. Is Jesus going to be here tonight? The usher sister lady came back and said, come with me. And we walk up some stairs. I said, well, why we not walking back down? Why we got to walk up? Come go with me. Took me in a room. I'm looking at this pool of water in a tank in the church. I said, what is it? And here come preacher man with the asthma. He come in the door. No, he ain't doing it this time. He doing the praise God this time. And even he had on a little wetsuit. And he said, come on now, step in the tank. And this gonna hold me. And I'm telling you the truth. This was a big time church. And when me and him stepped in the tank, somebody opened the curtain. I'm looking at all these people down. Look at all these people down looking at me. What y'all looking at? What the hell is this? What in hell have I got myself into? I'm a policeman. Do I call for backup? Is this sucker gonna drown me? Hold it now. And I ain't even got my gun. I had to leave my gun in the car. This sucker gonna drown me. I'm beginning to think about, I'm not gonna see my mama no more. I got sisters, I got a brother. And he opened. He said, and then he said, "Come on now, I bring." He said little speeches up, and I bring in the name of Jesus. And he took my head and dunked it in the tank. And boy, I want to get up and knock the hell out of here. Didn't even give me a warning to close your nose up, son. And I got back up, and now all of a sudden I felt like I needed a breath. So this is how he does. So that's why he talked like that. This sucker baptized himself every Sunday. No wonder he go. I said, what the hell? He said, now we have a brother. Welcome, brother. Now you can go out and take my daughter to dinner.
Wow.
I had to do this to take her to dinner.
Man.
Take her to a movie. Take her to a walk in the park. Or to come over and see her off duty, and my police car could be carried them home. I drove to the house in the police car. I don't know what was going on. You know, the warn them in advance. I'm a policeman. Don't you try that. I did that in the name of Jesus.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Never existed.
Mm.
This man, John, never existed. Never did a baptism like that.
Mm.
All of my people are there going out to the beaches,
Mm.
going out to lakes. Some are getting in buckets of water, and some are doing it in the church with a glass of water. Whatever they can find, water. Mem,
Mm-hmm.
they think they're baptizing our people. They go in like a bunch of wild asses and come out to church after baptism as a bunch of wilder asses.
Come out.
Yes, they do. Don't tell me.
Wait.
So since there was no John the Baptist or even Yohanan in Hebrew, this brings us right back to who? Which is not a question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in order for me to explain this, who this is, then the first thing that you must also know is that the word Baptist is a condition that coincides with what must be done on the minds of the people of Judah, Yehuda, that needs to undergo and submit to become a patient
Mm-hmm.
who needs to be apt as be apt as, and that includes all the people of Yehuda and of Israel, all 12 tribes. However, the second truth that you must know is that the English word that you know as baptize, spelled from left to right. Now you can write it down from left to right. Baptize is truly three words of England that were juxtaposed together to seem as though it is merely one word in English. There are three. They are three words. The first of the three words is B, B-E, which is also symbolized as the B-E-E, the B, that is telling all the children of Yehuda that they must remain who they are, that were born to be. B-E, that can never change. Do I have to repeat that?
Yes.
Yes. This B of baptize is telling all the children that are of Yehuda, his children, that they must remain who they are, that were born, come out of the womb to be who they are, that can never change. Why? Because B-E means to exist.
Mm-hmm.
It means to exist. And B-E is used with a present participle to form continuous tenses. Continually tenses. That means active, alive always as a tense. The present tense. Always. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
The second of the three words is apt. A-P-T.
Mm-hmm.
That is pertinent. It means pertinent. Apt, it means pertinent. Get your dictionary. It also means relevant. That makes all refer to something suitable and fitting. Suitable and fitting. That's what apt means. Apt also means to the point and particularly appropriate. They spell out APT, like, the abbreviation for apartment. Apt means to the point and particularly appropriate. Now, pertinent, you should have your dictionary, but pertinent means pertaining to the matter in hand. As Kabaya read earlier, the time is at hand, also in hand. And relevant means directly related to and important to the subject of whatever subject it is. Directly related to and important to the subject. You got it? That's relevant. And appropriate and suitable is only meant for the children of Israel, the children of Yudawafeh, that places ye and you in the circumstances of having a tendency to do something now and in the future. That's apt. The third of the three is Ize, I-Z-E, which is also a homophone of E-Y-E-S, as you have two eyes. But this Ize, I-Z-E, that is defined as a suffix that causes a verb such as be, be, to be or become, that then makes the individual be baptized to conform with the person who is the Baptist, as well as to resemble the person, like look-alike, and to make the person that is being taught to be made like the person performing the baptism that had already become Ized over 5,000 years ago. It's nothing new or nothing fresh. I'm going to repeat that. This suffix as causes the verb that known as be, to become or be, that then makes the individual being baptized to conform with the person who is the Baptist, as well as to resemble the person and to make the person that's being taught to be made like the person performing the baptism that had already existed, had already been performed over 5,000 years ago, as you were Ized, I-Z-E-D, by the same one. This means that they have already had historically been created, these people, to be who they already are to this day.
From the beginning.
Just got to be resurrected, got to get breathed into your nostrils again. From the beginning. And this is one, if you get that book, this book, that might produced, came out, I believe, in 1993. The same book right here. This book, I put 50 appellations in that book. And one of them is not John the Baptist. One of the 50. But my people were already baptized. They were already Ized. This means that they have already been historically created to be who they are. Thus, causing the English theologians of the world to place a D. Remember the D? After the E of Ize, I-Z-E, to create the past participle that you are now faced with here as Ized, I-Z-E-D, but you'll never be a past participle because you are be. Already there.
Existing.
That means that this who, WHO, also became both. Who became both. Who is now responsible for forming ye and you to be a present participle in order to form into a continuous tenses. Again. Again. G-I-N. This means that when Yudhawafe, your Abkar, and when he came, he made ye and you.
Mhm.
And he did so in such a way, he made you and you already resurrect your eyes, I-Z-E.
Oh.
And he did so in such a way until who ye are supposed to be, to what you have become, refers to ye to be and remain who you already are, which is pertinent to all of the commandments that you're supposed to obey.
Mhm.
The judgments, laws, and statutes of Yudhawafe that are inside your soul already. Remember, in Deuteronomy it says, write these in the inward parts of my people, all the laws, in the inward part, which are all suitable and fitting to the point of the subject, particularly and appropriately, as well as pertinent, that pertains to the matter in hand, which is the fulfillment and fulfilling of prophecies, all of them that are now being fulfilled, to bring into existence the end of this world and the relevant circumstances that are directly related to the importance of this world. That's going to end, you fools, you devils, you're going to have an election. You don't believe in the Bible. If you think you're going to go on this world, we're going to allow you to go on this world the way you are with your evil and wicked selves, murdering our people. You go to hell. You're not going to heaven. That kind of time. Time is at hand. Don't you know it? Your world is coming to an end, you fools. And you just read me say about my anger. Who you think the anger is of? I'm going to make ye and you the appropriate of my end. Yehuda Yahweh, the children of Israel. And you're going to be suitable as the children of Yudhawafe of Israel, the children of your God. There still places ye and you in the circumstances of having a tendency to do as ye are commanded to do now and in the future and forever. A kingdom that would never be destroyed.
Praise the Lord.
Just like the person that is now with ye and you, that caused ye and you to be, B-E, and become B-E-C-O-M-E, and remain R-E-M-A-I-N as the individual that ye are, to conform with the person who is the Baptist that baptized only ye and invited you, but you didn't take the invitation. Who is the same one whom ye resemble is now teaching you, as ye are still being taught to be made like the person performing the baptism, as he historically became I-Z-E-D, over 5,000 years ago, as I with you in the wilderness, only to be awakened to who ye are, and you already have to be. And after your creation by the Creator, who is no other than your own God, Yudhawafe himself, the God of the Hebrews. Praise Yudhawafe. And because of that celestial performance, that then caused the English theologians to place a D after the E to create the past participle to make you forget that you already baptized in me. But you're not to forget. And after the E, putting the D, knowing that you are from the East forever. Everlasting, but they put the D there to kill you as a death, to kill you off, dead, to create a past participle of people who used to be. Let's cut them off from being a nation. The name of Yishra Yahweh would never be in remembrance again. Psalms chapter 83, verse 1 through 4. That's the mystery. Even verse 5. That the name Israel but be no more remembered. They tried to cut you off. Hell no. My resurrected me to bring you, she rest all of Lama Yudhawafe, even you, she rest all of Yudhawafe, back to life as Yishra Yahweh, and nobody in the history of this world after Mount Ab ever called Israel Yahweh.
CPR.
Huh? Mount Ab didn't even reveal who ye are as Yishra Yahweh or Yehuda Yahweh. I did that.
New name.
Praise Yahweh. A new name that
Praise
only he who have the name would know. And I'm the he who had the name.
Praise Yahweh. Whoa.
It's in Revelation. Did you read verse what?
2:17.
Chapter 2, verse 17. Praise the Wafe.
Praise Yahweh. Good.
This E created the past participle that you are now faced with forever. That you see right here in Matthew chapter 3. We're still in verse 1. We haven't even finished verse 1. I told you it was going to be difficult. As being what? Be baptized. Also known as baptized. We still ain't going to get out of verse 1. I have some more. Even with that said, and as a result of Yahweh himself coming into existence as who? WHO. This will also explain the mystery that is found printed in the book called Micah. In chapter 6, turn to it. In verse 9. WHO, who? Micah chapter 6. I'm going to read verse 9. No, someone else read that because my voice got to be heard. Let me see if you heard it. This is right on the agenda. This is right on the subject. And that was, this is not rehearsed. I told you, this is not an acting job. This is not acting. I'm performing.
Praise Yahweh.
Unrehearsed. This live. Spirit of Wafe. Read that, please. Read it, brother. Verse 9. Lights aloud.
Quote, the Lord Mem Yod Kaf
No.
The Lord Yodeh Wabe Mem Yod Kaf Yodeh Wabe's voice crieth unto the city.
Okay, hold it now. This is Yudhe Wave's
Yeah,
voice.
I meant to say ye as Yodeh Wabe.
No. Yudhe Wave's voice cried to the city. He cried in the city of Miami when he was here with us.
Right. Okay, praise Yahweh.
That's the mystery to that. You got it?
Okay.
I'm here, but I'm not that. It's his voice.
Yes.
It was the voice of Yudhe Wave. It doesn't say that.
Oh, okay. Praise Yahweh.
Right? That's his own voice.
Okay. Quotes. The Lord Yodeh Wabe's voice crieth unto the city,
Uh-huh.
and the man of wisdom shall see thy name.
That's where I come in.
Hear
Wow.
ye the rod.
See here.
and
There it
who
is.
had the
H-E-R.
point.
Ye the rod. And who? And what?
And who had the point?
See, that's who. That's Yudhe Wave. He appointed a rod. Not a question mark there either. He is who? But you don't know who he is. You don't know who yet. And now that Barak has read that, and by truth, let me, let Mem explain that there are several words here in Hebrew that begins and forms the word in English known as who. Of which one of the several Hebrew words was created by the Hebrew characters that makes up mine celestial name. Two of them. In other words, let me also explain and confirm that this who in English, WHO, is Yodeh Wafe. That's for the record. And mine of Yodeh Wafe is a celestial being that also commands men what to do. Why? Because he himself becomes a man in Hebrew. Aman. He becomes Aman in Hebrew. M-A-N. And that is spelled with only two Hebrew characters that you see in English. M-A-N. Which are from right to left. Mem, Memsof. Mem and Nusofi. Man. See, M-N. Olive in the middle. Adam. The 13th and 14th Hebrew characters. Together, both of these characters creates the word known in English as man. Man. M-A-N. It's not man. It's man. M-A-N. Here's your reference. Strong's H. 4479. Like, the man came in 1979 with Mem twice. Mem Sophie, 44. 79.
Wow.
That's the reference number. They knew what they were doing. It's not a coincidence.
Right. They knew, right?
And don't forget, this creates the Hebrew word known as who. That's why both the Father and the Son is who.
Wow.
And the Son is who is like.
He was
You're welcome. That's what my name means. I said that at the beginning. My celestial name, Mem Yod Kaf Yod Wafe, Mika Yahweh means who is like Yod Wafe, with no question. And since this is true,
Wow.
let us reveal tonight how Yod Wafe is now known as this who. It has also become an appellation as who he is as, quote, the mighty God, end quote. Reference Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6 for your notes. And we will begin this testimony by asking ye and you to please focus your attention on what you were taught in their element area of education. Element area that you know is elementary of their education. To know as the English word not only to you today as, I quote again, who. You can write down who, spelled from left to right, W-H-O. From left to right, W-H-O. Write those 3 letters down. Just like that. All right? W-H-O. Which is a word that's found in their English idiom that's spelled from left to right, like I just mentioned, right? Beginning with their what? What letter?
W.
Come on, what? Sound like crickets in here. Come on now. You can't be seen, but you can be heard. Again, the first letter is what?
W.
W. That we tore apart. We tore up that we now discovered is a double V. A double V that they connected to become one. And for the sake of those who don't know our Hebrew alphabet, the word who, I say it from right to left. I spell from right to left in Hebrew with this character known as Mem, right? Mem and Mem Sophie. Excuse me, Nun Sophie. Nun Sophie, the final noon. Noon. And together they create the English M-A-N from left to right that you pronounce as man. You'll also find another Hebrew word with this character added. Hey, it's the H. Remember that now, right? Okay. So you have who that begins with W. Now, their W, as you know, was created from our 6th Hebrew alphabet known as Wab. Got that? Okay. And for the sake of those that are a little slow, I'm going to repeat this by breaking the word who, W-H-O, down into 3 precepts. 3. Okay? Okay, now, the first precept of the 3 is by the power of our 6th Hebrew alphabet known as Wab. And here is Wab. Got that? Now, Wab, our Wab created their 23rd English alphabet known as W that you just said a few moments ago. Remember? So far we got the first precept, W. Wab. Right? The second precept of the 3 is by the power of our 5th Hebrew symbol, character known as Hey. Got it? Okay. Hey also created their Englishes, the 8th, by the way, the 8th English alphabet known as their H. Right? So now we have 2, W-H. Now these 2 Hebrew or Hebraic alphabets, Wab and Hey. Oh, Hey, right? Wab and Hey. Wab, right? Wab and Hey, right? Wab and Hey, all right. There are also 2 Hebrew characters of Mas Ab's name, which is Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, right? In Hebrew now, again, from right to left. from right to left. Yod, Hey, Wah, Hey. 2. See the last 2? Wah, Hey. You got it?
Got it.
All right. Now, since that is true, those 2 are what? Without the what? They're left without the what? The circle. That you, or the 0, should you prefer, that you think is the 15th English alphabet known as O. Not a O. I hear this O with Ezekiel. I'm the soul who showed this O to Ezekiel. Literally, I showed it to him. I let him see the vision. And literally, he know I was taking what I was showing him to hide it and seal it in codex and in crypto. Why? To scare the hell out of Satan and his devils. In other words, these 2 Hebrew or Hebraic alphabets again. Wav, Wav, and Hey. Hey. Are also the last 2 Hebrew characters of my own celestial name. Mem Yod Kaf Yod Hey Wav Hey. Right? Okay, now on the other hand, when you place their W and their H together side by side from left to right, these 2 English alphabets also become the root or the prefix that are created to become the English word known as wheel. W-H-E-E-L. See 2 E's? L. Spelled from left to right. I spell it from left to right. From left to right. W-H-E-E-L. Wheel. That's just the end of the second precept. Now, the third precept of the 3 is by the power of what you think, and you and ye think, is an O, which is the 15th Hebrew or 15th English alphabet. We don't have one. The closest you get is Smek.
Right.
And then Memstophi. Smek, they're the only 2 closed characters that we have. But they're not 360 degrees completely. A perfect circle. No. They took that perfect circle and made it their 15th English alphabet in that order from A. That is not an alphabet. It's a symbol. It's truly a circle that was taken from a wheel. W-H-E-E-L, should you prefer. And in this wheel or circle, right, and found to be 2 special beings. See, in this wheel or circle are found to be 2 celestial beings. 2. One is known as the God of the universe, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh. Reference Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 17. Make a note. Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh is the God of all gods, Lord of all lords, King of all kings. He's great, good, mighty, and terrible, the God of the universe. And the other is known as the God of the earth. Mem Yod Kaf Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh. Reference Revelation chapter 11, verse 4. I told you I was coming back to it. You got it? All right. And these 2 celestial beings that are of this wheel, W-H-E-E-L, make it seem to scientists, to all scientists and astrologers of the world, to all of them, as though they are the engineers of the Earth's axis, that is of their own precession, that's causing this gospel of the kingdom of Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh to seem as though it is a slow-moving sphere that's also controlled by 2 precessions. One inside of another precession. or a circle inside of another circle.
Spring, winter, fall.
That's why we had telestudy first, and now we got precession. And that's why Ob taught first, and here we come with precession.
That'll rain.
You got the winter and the fall.
Wow. Rain, that'll rain.
The circle is also known as a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
Yes, sir.
Keeping in mind that there are only two celestial beings in the universe that carries the Hebrew Wab and the Hay in their celestial sphere that is shaped like an O. In so much, and because there are two wheels or circles in this precession, then this extra phenomenal created one wheel that is higher than the other wheel, which is, of course, larger than the center wheel, of which the larger wheel is the one who is the authentic one and the original one, and much more supreme and powerful than his duplicate one, even as he himself became self-created, self-made, and self-formed of himself to become Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. As the other wheel or circle, who is like the larger wheel, but was created to be like only the creator of the creator himself, that was created by the creator and made by the maker, and was formed by the former, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. Thus, creating a likeness of himself from the original of himself. And this makes the second wheel from the first wheel to become who is like the first wheel. Got that? Again, this circle that you thought was an O after the H, and the H after the W of WHO, who, the way it appears from left to right, is also known as a wheel. That's one center wheel or wheel of heaven, and one center wheel upon the earth, who is like the first wheel. The first wheel is a living creature, a living creator. You got it? I repeat, the first wheel is actually the living creator who created the creature that is being symbolized, who is blessed forever, that you read in Romans chapter 1 and verse 25. That they change the truth and we walk into a lie. Pray to walk it and serve the creature more than the creator, who's best forever. But the first wheel is the living creator who created the creature that is being symbolized as the inner wheel in the middle of the outer wheel of himself. Yeah, I better repeat that. I have some people going like they, I'm listening, but I can't hear you. That's why it's on recording. You can rewind it. Take a break, go to the bathroom, go get something to eat, put it on pause, come back, play it again. Say, what did he say? I said the first wheel is the living creator who created the creature that's being symbolized as the inner wheel in the middle of the outer wheel of himself. Now, the rulers of this world calls him God, G-O-D. However, again, his name is Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. Now, for the first time since it was sealed, let me loose it as you turn to Ezekiel chapter 1, where it was recorded by Ezekiel as it was indited to him to write in his literal vision of these wheels. That we will now reveal the mystery that was hidden in its codex meaning a cryptic seal bit. Insomuch until the same chapter 1 of Ezekiel has NORAD of the United States and Canadian Air Forces turned Space Force, baffled and frightened to their deaths of these wheels. How? By allowing this devil to live long enough to see and witness how his own God, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, who also created the devil, split himself into 2 times 2 that equals 4 square.
Go right there.
That was hidden in the wilderness to later become as one. Reference John chapter 10, verse 30.
Chapter 8.
I and my Father are one. As we are now together with the rest of our people, gathering them together so that they can be caught up in the air with us. Now read these alleged creatures that Ezekiel saw in literal that he described in part as, quote, a wheel in the middle of a wheel, end quote. That I will now loose, cryptic, and the Codex readings as follows. As you take a look at it. Read Ezekiel chapter 1, begin at verse 15. Read verse 15 and read verse 16. And get what I just revealed. It's recorded. I wasn't making this up.
And I quote,
What?
now,
Right when?
now.
Now. Oh, by the way, NOW is also WN backward, as it has the WO and neutral feet at the end that makes the band. As what?
As I beheld
Uh-huh.
the living creatures,
Yeah.
behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures
Uh-huh.
with 4 faces, with his 4 faces.
There's 4 faces. What else?
The appearance of the wheels and their work was like,
Wait now, hold it now. The appearance of the wheels and their work, and not works.
work, work,
One word. Was like what?
was like unto the color of a
You know
barrel.
what a barrel is? Like a bronze?
Color, yeah, brown.
Huh?
Brown. Mhm.
Huh? Okay.
And they 4 had one likeness.
Uh-huh. That's because there's only one.
In their appearance, and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
See, there's only one because I am a one. I'm not gonna do nothing different from him.
Same thing.
Same likeness.
Just like that.
It's like that.
Yeah.
A wheel in the middle of a wheel.
No beginning, no ending.
That was prophesied and preserved to be read literally and cryptically, in crypto, to explain who. Who? Now you need to know what are the 4 faces.
Same face.
Because you think you're looking at some kind of monster.
Same face.
What are the 4 faces? These 4 faces were hidden inside of the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh.
Who want to prove it? That's 4 corners.
Swear it off.
In other words, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh Man-Ab, who is the creator, he cloned himself to become 4 symbols of 4 separate corners. One to the north corner of the east, one to the north corner of the west, one to the south corner of the east, and one to the south corner of the west. And then Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh set 4 cherubims to guard each corner. And all 4 are here today, guarding the corners. And guarding who?
See him.
And guarding the wheel.
See him all
And you
the
can see them at night.
See 'em
That's why I pulled them up to you.
Yes.
I said, see that one? 1,
Yes.
see it, 2,
Yes.
3, and look who's in the middle.
4 corners.
4 corners.
Every night. Always.
Every night.
Continually.
They're seen at night, right?
Mm.
When it's dark. Also known as UFOs. That's to the United States government in Canada. But we are also called as spaceships, celestial spaceships that are piloted by angels of Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, also known as aliens. Did you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
I said the angels of Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh are also known as aliens. Right? I am one of those aliens. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I said I am one of those aliens. Uh-oh, he done gone crazy, y'all. His head wrap must be on too tight. I know you really think I would nuts if I tell you I have become an alien to my own people,
No, I think they said that.
even invisible. I mean, that's a fact. I have become an alien to my own people, even invisible. Especially since I visited Mount Ob, Uluwafe, in Iron Saltpeter in September of 1992. And I wrote a book that he told me to write. I became invisible to them. I became an alien. I mentioned earlier the Peace Foundation. You read it. You know, them who pierced me.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, can you imagine that? Imagine that. My own people, my own family and friends turned from me. Family, I said family and friends. Even biological.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Turned from me.
Mm-hmm.
Even to this very day.
Mm-hmm.
And hates me
Mm-hmm.
because I did that. Because I visit my own Ob and I'm of him. They think they know me. Even as I continue to write books today, I still write books.
Every day.
And I also continue to obey my Ob's commands. As I continue to ahab him, that's love him with all of my soul and with all of my might that he gave me. Even as I become as who is like one of the living creatures that he placed in the middle of himself as a circle of 360 degrees in diameter. And because of this truth, I have become an alien to my own people.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. That's right. I said again, I said the third, fourth time, I have become an alien, ALIEN, that am, AM, that I am, AM, as in two, TWO. And that's how my Ob came to Moshe, and that's how I came to Moshe. In a ship, a burning bush on a mountain, he thought we were aliens. I am that I am. That's the mystery. Two. Just like how the U.S. government is claiming us to be that are far from beyond this planet.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I'm not human. I'm telling you that.
All right.
You think because I look like you, I'm human. You come from another planet, far from beyond this planet. We're also known by the English word, Hebrew. It tells you who we are by the word Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up, Hebrew. Look up your concordance and tell you what Hebrew means. Far from beyond. And I became far from beyond, especially those in the Peace Foundation, after they thought that they put me out of my own nation of Uluwatu, as well as the United States government and her military. They thought they knew me. They thought they put me out. And I know you think that I'm making this up. I know you do. So my thoughts are not your thoughts, like your thoughts. These are my ways, your ways. Remember? As my thoughts and ways are high above the firmament of heaven, so are your ways here on the surface of this planet. Needless to say, though, every single word that comes out of my own mouth are true. They are true, even by the spirit of Mount Ob, Uluwafe, are my words found to be true. And you know that. You bear witness. Whether it be in Hebrew or in English, or whichever language that I speak, even the Creole, French Creole, Spanish, they're all found in the scriptures of the Hebrew prophets. To prove it now, turn to Job chapter 19. Prove it. Job chapter 19. Some of our people are so unemployed. They've been unemployed for so long. I tell them turn to Job, and they look at it and think I'm giving them a job. Looking for work. Oh, here's a job. You know, I'm giving you a job to turn to Job. Chapter 19. And let me read to you what I just confessed to my own people with my own mouth as I began at verse 14. Well, read verse. Someone read verse. I'm gonna read verse 2. I'm gonna read verse 2. I'm gonna start at verse 2. How long will you vex my soul? Is that what you heard?
Yes, sir.
That's a question. How long will ye vex my soul? That's it. You know, that means make it angry, upset, and break me in pieces with words. These 10 times have ye reproached me. Ye are not ashamed that you make yourself strange to me. And be it indeed that I have erred, my error remaineth with myself. If indeed you will magnify yourselves against me and plead against me my reproach, know now that Yodewave hath overthrown me and hath compassed me with his net. So we're going back now to 1992.
Mm.
Behold, I cry out of wrong, but I'm not heard. I even put on a recording, audio tape. That's verse 7 is fulfilled. I cried out of wrong, but I'm not heard. I cry aloud, but there is no judgment. He hath fenced up my way that I cannot pass. They put me out.
Yeah.
And he has set darkness in my paths.
Mm-hmm.
He has stripped me of my glory
Mm.
and taken the crown from my head.
Mm-hmm.
He had destroyed me on every side, and I am gone out of the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And my hope hath he removed like a tree. He hath also kindled kindled
Mm-hmm. Right there. Kindle.
his wrath against me with the candlestick.
Mm-hmm.
And he counteth me unto him as one of his enemies. His troops came together and raised up their way against me. Come at me, you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
And encamped round about my tabernacle.
Hmm.
My tabernacle. He came around my tabernacle. He had put my brethren far from me, and mine acquaintance are verily estranged from me. My kinfolk, in verse 14, if you follow me, my kinfolk have failed,
Mm-hmm.
and my familiar friends have forgotten me. They that dwell in mine house and my maids count me for a stranger. I am an alien in their sight. I tell you that. I called my servant. He gave me no answer. I entreated him with my mouth. My breath is strange to my own wife. Talking about back in the days. Though I entreated for my children's sake of mine own body. Yeah, young children despise me. I arose, they spake against me. Even my own. They do it today. All my ever friends abhorred me. And they whom I loved are turned against me. My bone cleaveth to my skin and to my flesh. And I am escaped with the skin of my teeth. Have pity on me. Have pity upon me. Have it, O ye my friends. Please, for the hand of Yodewave hath touched me. You didn't know the mystery? Why do you persecute me as God? I said, I'm Mika Yahweh. But you persecute me as if I said I'm Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not satisfied with my flesh. Oh, that my words were now written in a book. Oh, that they were printed in a book. I said, there it is.
Yep.
Oh, that my words were now written and that they were printed in a book. I bear witness of the Son, Yodewave, that they were graven with an iron pen and laid in the rock forever by my God who wrote it, the title, and also my words I wrote forever. For I know that my Redeemer, who you think died on May 7, 2007, liveth. And that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroyed that body, yet in my flesh of this body shall I see my God, and I did. Whom I will see again, whom I shall see for myself, and I did. And my eyes shall behold him, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. But ye should say, why persecute we him? You better wake up and realize who I am and say, why persecute we him, Mika Yahweh, Mika? Why we persecuted Brother Mika? Seeing the root of the matter is found in me. Be ye afraid of the sword of my mouth, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that ye may know there is a judgment. For truly I am full of power by the Spirit of Yehovah, and of judgment and of might, to declare to Jacob his transgression, to Israel his sin. Micah chapter 3, verse 8. You better read it. And this includes my own mother's children, those that are left, which includes one son of only two that came out of her womb. I'm telling you the truth. And two daughters that are left out of three that also came out of her womb, her own womb. Now go to a book called Psalms and see the truth for yourself. Chapter 69. My own siblings of my mother's womb, even those of my daddy, they become the same. They're the same. I have brothers on their side, sisters on their side, the same. Psalm chapter 69. See 69, verse 8. I'm quoting. I am become a stranger to my brethren and an alien unto my mother's children. End quote. I'm not making it up. You got that? I didn't make that up. Every word that comes out of my mouth is true. In the meantime, you got that? I pray you make it taking notes. In the meantime, I am a living creature that was created, made and formed of the dust of the ground by the Creator, Yehovah, who is blessed forever. Go back for a quick moment, look at Genesis chapter 2 again, verse 7. Someone read that. I think you got the message what I read. Now let you read. Read what Moshe Coppin wrote. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. You have it? Read that, please.
Quote, and Yodewabhe formed man of the dust of the ground.
Now you know who the man is? Who? Mem Nusofi. Mine. Who? And then what?
And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
And then what happened to Mem Nusofi?
And man became a living soul.
Who became a living soul? This man that became a living soul also became the color of a beryl, of whom also beheld a name that became known only as the Hebrew word that they were given for their word ground, Ground, from left to right, which is the same ground that he was formed of. That's read in this verse 7 of Genesis chapter 2. And you know what that word is of ground? So that's why to take it back there. I didn't reveal ground before. He was formed of the dust. See, he was formed of the dust of the ground. That means he was formed of something that's related to ground, which is a Hebrew word. The Hebrew word is Adam. Or Adamah. It's Adam. N-O-A. It's Adam. Here's how it's spelled from right to left. In Hebrew, Aleph, Dalet, Mem, Hey. Hey at the end. Here's a reference. Strong's H, 127. See? Got it? 127? One who came out on the 27th of that calendar's date. Right?
Right.
Which is a Hebrew word. This word is a Hebrew word that was taken from its original root, Hebraic word known in Hebrew as Adam in English. Even in Hebrew, spelled from right to left, Aleph, Dalet, Mem, Sofi. Adam. Same one. You know I'm revealing ground. This comes from ground, the dust of the ground. And this Hebrew word Adam, which is not a name, it means to be red. Beryl, the color beryl, red. Right? The color of beryl, red. To be rubbed, red. to be caused to show red, to glare, and to emit redness, to show emit redness. Also to redden, as I redden you with the blood, to grow red, and to look red. Here's your reference. H119. Strong's H119, 119. And after I was formed and became a living soul, I was then made into the ark of Yudawafe's covenant that's being held up by the power of 4 living creatures. One creature with a face, one each corner of the square. I'm trying not to say it, but one corner is of the northeast, one corner of the northwest, one corner of the southeast, and one corner of the southwest corner of the breastplate that my arm had on. Each has its own symbol. Each has its own stone. Each is one of its red in color. And each is its own corner of the ark that's symbolized for 4 persons of one corner, thus becoming 4 corners of the ark of the covenant. But it's the same one. Now turn to Exodus and prove it, chapter 25 before we close. Turn to Exodus chapter 25, read together verse 1. Let's prove it. Look at it. See the wheel in the wheel? One wheel up in heaven, right? And one wheel upon the earth. And they 4 have 4 faces. Well, now you're going to see where the 4 faces are. We're hidden in the book called Exodus chapter 25. Start reading beginning at verse 1 so you can see who was speaking or who spake unto Moses face to face. Just spake. Okay, read, please.
And Yodhe spake unto Moses, saying,
What did he say? Say it.
Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring me an offering of every man that giveth it willingly. With his heart ye shall take
With
my
his heart.
offering.
With his heart. He shall take my offering, not with his mind. Got to mean it with his heart. Read verse 3, please.
And this is the offering which ye shall take of them.
What?
Gold and silver and brass.
We are.
And blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen and goat's hair.
They put that goat's hair. Don't believe that. They had to put that in there. Bunch of liars. But read verse 5 and get another mystery of a symbol.
And ram skins dyed red.
And see, this ram is a celestial being, symbolized. The same ram that was caught in a thicket that Abraham saw as he was going to cut Isaac's throat. And the angel of this ram that was symbolized as a ram was an angel. Saw Abraham and said, stop it. Abraham saw the same ram caught in a thicket. What's thicket? A thick mess by his horns. As his horns had now become dyed, the color known as red, like surrounded by the blood today of my people. That I made red. That's it. Go back to your beats of the word. Read on and see what else.
And badger skins. And shitting wood.
See, what's that got to do? How you get shit wood out of all that?
Out of nowhere.
All of this is allegorical, symbolic, metaphorical, simile. Read verse 6, please. Continue.
Oil for the light.
See the light? Now you got the light. I gave you candles, but you got oil for your lamps. And what else?
Spices for anointing
you
oil.
You can't get baptized unless you have the anointed oil. Don't forget, this is the baptism tonight.
That's right.
And what?
And for sweet incense.
Read on.
Onyx stones and stones to be set in the ephod. And in the breastplate.
There you go. That's the breastplate. Read on.
And let them make me a sanctuary.
Who's speaking?
Yodhe-Wave.
Right. You got to make it for who? Yodhe-Wave. That they what?
That I may dwell among them.
We get it ready because he's coming. He's coming back.
Yes.
And he is going to dwell again with us. Not that body.
No.
Unless he chooses it.
Right.
He's God. He can destroy it, have it cremated, and then do it again. Not to come out of the womb. Of course, he's a man. We just read that. Right? Mem Nusofi, mine. Read on. Verse 8.
Verse 9.
Verse 9.
According to all that I show thee,
Mm-hmm.
after the pattern of the tabernacle,
Mm-hmm.
and the pattern of all the instruments thereof, even so shall ye make it.
By now you should know that this tabernacle is a man.
There he is. Oh,
Right? That's why we hold the Feast of Tabernacles.
Right.
so,
And when do we hold the Feast of Tabernacles?
15,
If you want to know it's me, it's the 15th day of the 7th month. Now come look at my ID.
We got it.
And the 15th day of the 7th month is solar time,
Mm-hmm.
which by the Gregorian calendar comes out to be September 27th by the correct calculation of the days and time. So come look at my ID and see what day I came out of the womb.
In overtime.
In Overtown, in Miami, right?
The wheel in the wheel.
Read on, please.
And they shall make an ark of shittim wood.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
What? 2 what?
2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof,
And what else?
and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof,
Uh-huh.
and a cubit and a half the height thereof.
We should not realize that it's describing my body.
Mm-hmm. I was doing.
Read on, verse 11.
And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold.
Even pure gold, even a candlestick would be of pure gold.
One stick.
And there'd be one stick of a candle that would be pure gold with a bowl at the top,
Right.
upon the top of it, all of gold. That's what Zechariah chapter 4, verse 2. Read on.
Within and without shalt thou overlay it,
Some would be within me and some would be without me. And shall what?
and shall make upon it a crown of gold round about.
See, that's Zechariah, there it is, chapter 4. Read verse 12, please.
Oh,
And thou shalt cast 4 rings of gold
4
for
rings
it,
of gold for it. Here we go. And what?
and put them in the 4 corners thereof.
The 4 corners thereof.
There it is. Swear.
And then 2, and what?
And 2 rings shall be in the one side of it, and 2 rings in the other side of it.
On the east side, the northeast, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the northeast, the southeast, the northwest, and the southwest. None in the middle. And what?
And thou shalt make staves of shittim wood,
Uh-huh.
and overlay them with gold.
Yes, they thought we were making an art. They made movies and they thought they could make this. You cannot make this. You can't make me. You can't make me physically or literally,
Without
or
dying.
you can't even guess.
Without dying.
It's formed anyway.
Verse 14.
And thou shalt put the staves into the rings by the sides of the ark,
Uh-huh.
that the ark may be borne with them.
See, how could an ark be born? How could what you thought was an ark be born, fools?
This was a man.
Be born with them, the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
This is describing a living creature or a living being. That's what it's describing. Read on. Verse 15.
The staves shall be in the rings of the ark. They shall not be taken from it.
Uh-huh. And what?
And thou shalt put into the ark the testimony which I shall give
And
thee.
now I'm giving that testimony out tonight. This gospel of the kingdom by my testimony. Here's the testimony. It's called precession, whichever one's numbered. I'm giving the testimony. And if you want to be a part of this testimony and have mercy, read where I sit.
And thou shalt make a mercy seat of pure
There it is.
gold.
That's why I'm going to get that right chair. Uh-huh.
Going back to it.
And what else?
2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof.
Now you see why it's got to be a certain size.
Perfect.
Uh-huh. And what?
And a cubit and a half the breadth thereof.
Right. You got that. I'm going to find it. It's there. I've been looking. It's there. I'm going to find it. You see, I'm in a different one tonight from Wednesday night. Even from last month, a different one. Verse 18. And what? Now see, I wasn't making it up. Here goes verse 18 and 2 what?
And thou shalt make 2 cherubims of gold,
Those are spaceships. Of what?
of beaten work, shalt thou make them
Uh-huh.
in the 2 ends of the mercy seat.
Now, these are living beings. they were led to believe, and the false Jews were led to believe that there's something they have to make physical. You can't make this. Read verse 19, please.
And make one cherub on the one end, and the other cherub on the other end. Even of the mercy seat shall ye make the cherubims on the two ends thereof.
Go ahead with the physical. Go ahead. Verse 20. I think it's a physical.
And the cherubim shall stretch forth their wings.
If they think such a thing, then what's inside? If you want to know what's inside, see, if they want to get a good example, we saw it earlier today.
Open it up.
Yeah.
Tell them to go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in scenes from the Raiders of the Lost Ark. The Death Angels. Yeah, type in Death Angels on YouTube. Scene from the Raiders of the Lost Ark, Raiders of the Lost Ark with Harrison Ford. Type that in and look at the last 5 minutes of that video. It's about a 5-minute video.
Open it up.
And open up and watch what happens when they open up what they thought was the ark. What they're going to find.
So pissed off. What?
You know what they found? You know what it symbolizes?
Dust.
The dust of the ground. Of the ground. Which is a man. Read it on, please. Go read verse 20 all over again, please.
And the cherubim shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings, and their faces shall look one to another.
Like, how many faces, I wonder? Read on and see.
Toward the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubims be.
Read on.
And thou shalt put the mercy seat above upon the ark.
Yes.
And in the ark thou shalt put the testimony that I shall give thee. And there I will meet with thee, and I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat.
Above, as he is right now, I guarantee you, I was at the right now above the mercy seat. Communing with us. Yes. As you can hear his voice now too. From what?
From between the two cherubims, which are upon the ark of the testimony of all things which I give thee in commandment. All things.
Wow. But you do what?
Unto the children of Israel.
That's who he gave it to. Verse 23, please.
Thou shalt also make a table of shittim wood.
And we at the round table right now. And what?
2 cubits shall be the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof.
Read all in what?
And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, and make thereto a crown of gold round about.
That's what's going on. See the gold around about? All of you, the gold. Round about. You're precious. Yes. Or did it not read in Zechariah that you shall be refined as silver refined and tried as gold is tried? Yeah. So you have to be tried as gold is tried? Look at the gold. I'm trying you as gold. Read on.
And thou shalt make unto it a border of a handbreadth round about. And thou shalt make a golden crown to the border thereof round about.
Wow. And
thou shalt make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on the 4 feet thereof.
Total. That's all you need. And these four have 4 faces. And these faces are not like what you thought they are. But you'll be faced with these 4 faces. That's the mystery. You have to see it. So when you see the 4 faces, then you would be a face to see all 4 of them. Alike. The same. We're going to, I told you, we haven't even got the second line of Matthew chapter 3. First one. I told you it was going to be, I warned you. I warned you. Look at the schedule. Look at the time. Look at what the clock is saying. We're going to stop here because we're going to have to go to editorial, and we're going to have our editorial of questions, answers, current events. I understand. I comprehend. We got a weather report tonight too from our graduating meteorologist from meteorology school, school of meteorologists. Pray to often she will let us know if it rains, if it snows, if it's going to be sinkholes or holes that sink. Pray to often. What we're going to do is we're going to thank those who joined us tonight. It's the sad part. I don't even know what tired is. Hey, we straighten that up though. We straight not tired though. We don't say we're tired. Yeah, we exhausted. You know, we be exhausted. I go on and on. like an energized rabbit battery.
Don't
A
stop.
battery energizer go on and on, playing the drum
Couldn't
back
be
and
human.
forth. Huh?
You couldn't be human.
I'm not.
You couldn't be human.
You saw that? Yeah,
I see it every day.
I was up since what, Friday?
Oh.
I was, yeah. Couple hours. I have witnesses who can tell you that. Praise the Lord.
Praise the
But
Lord.
we're going to thank those who joined us tonight. We're going to also remind you again to continue to stock up. It's coming. It's at the door. That turbulence time is at the door. It's a matter of, I want to say seconds. You don't know, never know. Go buy some small flashlights and keep them in your pocket.
Yeah.
So when you go boop, turn the light on, go look for your oil lamps that you saved up that I told you to go get. Your oil, your kerosene, your generators. Know how to start your generators. And you can find your canned goods, your non-perishable items, and all your batteries, everything you need. You got to get it. Get that fuel. Praise the Lord. Be obedient. There's going to be a coming time. I told you. I told you. So don't be calling me. That's if we have phones.
Right.
Right.
Won't be able to get us. Praise the Lord. We also going to thank those who watch the video and recording on YouTube.
Wonderful.
I pray that you learn something. That you stop following these fools, these devils that are deceiving you. They are liars. Looking for somebody to come in a cloud. Show me that in the Bible. Wherever Judah is, that's where the Christ will be. So find out what Judah is. And then go read in the Bible, Hebrews chapter 7, verse 14. So wherever Judah is, that's where the Christ is going to come from. In the south of that land, in the east.
Right.
If you'd like to join us in our editorial, then please do so. You may do so by dialing. We encourage you to join us. Call in. You have a telephone, telephone. Dial 831-221-6177. Got it? Again. 831-221-6177. We're going to disconnect from YouTube and from Facebook's live stream. We're going to disconnect. We're going to end it, but we're going to go to editorial. If you like to write, the writers, we have a post office box. If you want to copy it down, you can write us. If you have any comments you'd like to write us, it's Post Office Box 472072. Again, 472072, Miami of Florida, 33247. And you can address it to the Celestial Lodge of Utah, the Celestial Lodge of Utah of Miami. With that said, always remember Yehuda Yahweh, Lakum Shalom. As I say, bonjour to my people, Lalato, your God, Yudhe Wafe, Ahabji, loves you. I was saying, adios, buenas noches to Yehuda in Cuba. And good night. And I love you to my people of Judah here in the United States. I see Anakia Hub, the Hebrew Israelites, all tribes, Anakia Hub, Shalom Aleichem, and Lala Tov. Praise Yehuda.
Praise the Lord.